This is Black Wall Street Chronicles, and back at it again. Today I'm going to talk about the global IT outage that happened 2 days ago on Saturday. No, it didn't happen on Saturday. It happened on Friday, July 19th, 2024. The reason why it's going to go down in history because IT experts say that this has been the biggest IT outage ever since the computer was invented. People are comparing it to what could have happened during the Y2K scare. I have a background in IT and I used to work for the government for 4.5 years. So I should be able to give my input on the subject and put it in a way that many people don't understand because not everybody knows the ins and outs of how to use a computer. So I'm going to read the first article. First article is from ABC News. The title of the article is Global IT Outage, 24 hours later, and impacts are still being seen across the world. Over 1,100 flights have been canceled and 2,867 delayed in the U.S. as private and public sector industries continue to be impacted by the CrowdStrike's outage around the world more than a day after it began. Many businesses appear to have recovered. The issue has not yet been fully resolved. The outage impacted 85.5 million Windows devices, according to Microsoft, sparking global chaos with the airline, bank, and other disruptions. CrowdStrike, a cybersecurity firm, is not owned by Microsoft but still operates largely on their systems. While the percentage was small, the broad economic and societal impacts reflect the use of CrowdStrikes by enterprises that run many critical services, Microsoft said in a post. The outage came from a faulty software update sent to computers running Microsoft Windows by CrowdStrikes, causing flights to be grounded, disruption to financial services, and hospital systems to be knocked offline. Rebooting systems multiple times worked for some agencies while others continued to be impacted. According to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency report by ABC News. Multiple U.S. government facilities have reported not being able to operate because they do not have access to multiple Microsoft 360 applications. Elections-related and voting registered databases in Arizona, South Dakota, Texas, and Washington State were impacted by the outage as well, according to reports. While American Airlines, United Airlines, and Delta Airlines issue a global stop on Friday due to communications issues, TSA system was not impacted. According to the report, there are at least 1,143 canceled flights in the U.S. on Saturday, far fewer than 3,200 cancellations on Friday. At least 12 major hospitals' health systems affected by global IT outage. Delta continues to be the airline most impacted by the outage. Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport continues to see the highest number of delays and cancellations on Saturday. American Airlines said it's fully recovered and canceled less than 1% of the flights today, 43 flights. Emergency 911 systems that were affected by the outage switched to fully operational backup systems, according to the DHS report. It was early Friday when the report started coming in that a tech outage was beginning to knock services offline across the globe, cascading effect that will impact millions. In the update Friday night, companies said that they were actively working with customers impacted by the issue. Hospital systems like Mass General Belgium, who halted elective and non-emergency surgeries yesterday, said they will be working through the night and expect to be fully operational on Saturday. We are doing everything possible to restore the electronic systems that support our patient care deliveries across the system. Our teams will continue to work throughout the night to implement solutions at the time we expect to be operational on Saturday. July 20, 2024, Mass General Brigham said in a statement last Friday. This article was by Aisha Ali and Luke Barr. They both contributed to the report. Yes, the good news is that they have IT specialists working at the airport, the hospital, and the government facilities that are able to set up backups when there was a IT outage. Let's read more articles. At least 12 major hospitals' healthcare systems affected by the global IT outage. Some hospitals opted to cancel elective and non-emergency surgeries. This article is by Mary Katakos, Sony Salzman, and Elizabeth Niraporant. If I mispronounce these people's name, I'm very sorry. So let's get into the article. Hospitals and health systems across the United States were among the industries affected by the global IT outage on Friday morning. Outages, which stalled internal and external systems on Microsoft-based computers, was caused by a faulty update from CrowdStrike, an American cybersecurity technology firm that provides cloud workload protection, threat intelligence, and cyber attack response services. CrowdStrike said the outage was not due to a cyber attack, but rather a software issue that had been identified. A fix had been deployed, the company said. Department of Health and Human Services issued an urgent alert to hospitals. Law enforcement reported that multiple government agencies were impacted. At least 12 hospitals or hospital systems across the U.S. was affected by the outage, with some reporting that they had canceled elective procedures Friday. Those affected included the Cleveland Clinic, Cincinnati's Children's, Canada Health Cayuga in Buffalo, Harris Health System in Texas, Hospital for Surgery in New York City, Hospital for Special Surgery in New York City, Marford Vineyards Hospital, Mass General, Memorial Hermann in Texas, Mount Sinai in New York, Nationwide Children's Hospital in Ohio, and Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. I'm from New York City, so I know about Hospital for Special Surgery in New York City and Mount Sinai, New York. These are big hospitals. Mass General Brigham canceled all elective and non-emergency surgeries on Friday and issued an urgent message to employees about a major digital incident affecting all Mass General Brigham's hospital and sites. Cincinnati Children's told ABC News that patients scheduled for surgery or radiology appointments should arrive at the scheduled time, but they will likely face delays, advising families to plan accordingly. All other non-surgical and office appointments before 10 a.m. were canceled. Many of our Microsoft-based computer systems has been affected by the worldwide technology issue, Cincinnati's Children said in a statement. Our teams are working hard to minimize disruption to patient care and system operation. We are bringing systems back up as quickly as possible. Martha's Vineyard Hospital said it was canceling non-urgent surgeries, procedures, and medical appointments for Friday. Health Harris Systems in Texas said some services remain open, but elective procedures for Elective procedures scheduled for Friday have been canceled. Dialysis services remain open at the Harris Health Quentin Means Health Center, the system said in a post on X. All other Harris Health outpatient clinics appointments and elective hospital procedures are being canceled today and will be scheduled when the information systems are resolved. The University of Kentucky said in a post on X that the campus, including Kentucky hospital system, was experiencing some disruptions due to the outage. Later Friday morning, UK Information Technology Services says some systems had been restored, but others were still continuing to face impacts. Memorial Hermann in Texas reported computers were down for about 2 hours, causing minor interruptions to some applications. Pharmacy chains also saw some impacts. Writing pharmacies told ABC News it's seen minimal impact and pharmacies are fully operational. The outages also affected hospital systems abroad, including at least 2 hospitals in Germany, more than a dozen hospitals in Israel, the NHS system in Wales, multiple hospitals in Melbourne, Australia, according to local reports. This article has been written by ABC News' Ahmad Hemingway and Josh McGarland. Man, a lot of hospitals was affected around the world because of this IT outage. The one that hit me here is the hospital Mount Sinai, New York, because when I was a kid, they had this biotechnology program I was a part of in high school, and we had to go to Mount Sinai Hospital, and we had to study, experiments on the Human Genome Project, DNA. So this kind of hits home. All right, let's see if I can get another article on this, and then I'll give my opinion. Excuse me for season. So apparently, reading this article here, CrowdStrike stock prices plummet amid worldwide IT outage. Shares was down 11% at the close of trading on Friday. This article is by Max Zahn. This is still ABC News. The stock price of cybersecurity company CrowdStrike plummeted on Friday amid a global IT outage that affected clients worldwide. Shares were down 11% at the close of trading on Friday. That the performance marked a slight recovery for the morning hours, when the stock price had fallen as much as 15%. The stock ended the day it was lowest since May. The issue has been identified, isolated, and a fix has been deployed. CrowdStrike CEO George Kurtz said in a post on X. The outage affected CrowdStrike customers who use Windows products, Kurtz added. Shares of Microsoft inched downward on Friday morning, but did not experience the sell-off endured by CrowdStrike. The outage hindered services at airline to U.S. to banks in Europe to media company in Canada. More than 2,500 flights were canceled in the U.S. on Friday, in part due to the outage. Alaska state troopers confirmed 911 outages across the state. Several U.S. hospital systems was impacted, including medical facilities in Massachusetts, Cincinnati, and Kentucky. The New York Stock Exchange, however, carried out normal operations. The New York Stock Exchange markets are fully operational, and we expect a normal opening this morning, a spokesperson said Friday morning. ABC News' Aisha Ali, Jenna Harrison Essen, Josh Morgland, Zunaki Saka, and Taylor Dunn contributed to this report. Yeah, so the IT outage, according to this article, has brought the shares of CrowdStrike down 11%. This IT outage is very interesting because, like I said earlier, people compared it to what could have happened during Y2J, where all the computer systems is down and everything is shut down and nothing is able to move. See, the problem I have with the IT tech companies is that some of these IT tech companies have so much of a monopoly that there's only a few of them, where if one big major IT company like CrowdStrike, something happens like this, too many people around the world get affected. We rely too much on these too few IT companies. And I think the United States of America should finance more IT companies and more IT security companies so this will not happen again. I have a background in IT. I got an A+ in my network security class in college. Here is the mistakes that was made. According to what I'm hearing, instead of the head of the company doing the update, what they did is allow the intern. If you have a major update on a big computer company like CrowdStrike, they should not be responsible for the update. It should be the head of the company. And what makes this thing works is they did on a Friday. Why are you making updates on a Friday? You're supposed to make updates on a Monday. In my opinion, Friday is the busiest day in a week because everybody's trying to get home and enjoy the weekend and go on trips on a Friday. Why would you do this? Friday is not the time for you to take on big projects like this. You're supposed to do it on a Monday, where 9 o'clock in the morning, where people are bright and people are ready. And if you're going to do this on a Friday, you need to do this at night, where there's not a lot of movement, because there's not a lot of movement that goes on at night. There'll be a lot less people affected. I don't know, man. This is so incompetent. Many people believe that this was done on purpose. But I'm not going to go into the conspiracy theories. This is Jeffrey Frazier of Black Wall Street Chronicles, and I'm signing off.